how much he loves you. And then you start thinking, oh yeah, maybe we can have a sexy time tonight. And then he has to kiss you right, hold you right. You gotta have the certain light, the certain dress, the certain smell, the certain music to really have a sexy time. That's how different we are. Do you get that? And that's why a man has to put so much effort to get to know us. And the experience having 50 other women not gonna make a difference, because Jessica liked French kiss this way, Jennifer liked how he was telling her I love you in French this way, and Natasha likes completely different thing. So the experience having many women, how men think, not gonna help him. And if a woman has many men in the past, if a man lives with this guy for 3 years, and with another guy for 2 years, and with another and another 5 guys, she's spending 2-3 years, basically her prime time years to have a relationship and marriage is pretty much gone. Do you get? That's why we have to be so responsible and careful in how we're dating a guy and not giving our body, our soul, our mind, our cherry to anyone. 6 months, that's all he has. If he is a decent guy, you continue to dating him. And if you do everything right and there's no ring, and you're talking about it, where we're moving, would you like us to get progressing, and nothing is still there, you can move on. You're not going to waste 2 or 3 years on a guy who is not committing to you. What are you hearing, ladies?
While dating with this blueprint,
yes,
is it like a bad sign if the gentleman does want to sleep with you pretty bad? I mean, he's like being respectful, but mentioning it or asking about it.
If a man wants to sleep with you and shows that, well, first of all, if a man showed up on a date, please know that he wants you, he desires you. A man not gonna spend time, energy, money going on a date if he's not physically attracted to you. That's normal. But if a man is telling you, I want to sleep with you, when we're gonna have sex, it's very disrespectful. Yeah. And you should put the boundary saying, well, we don't know each other. I would like to get to know you. I don't sleep with the strangers. And we're just getting to know each other. And even a month later, you had 6 or 8 dates, you're still saying, well, we've been on 6 dates so far. We're still strangers. It takes time to get to know someone. And if he's not putting the brakes and understanding that this is how you leading the relationship, and he wants to just have sex, and he falls off, that's a good sign. That means all he wanted is to have sex with you. Because a man who really is interested and loves you and wants to be with you, he's gonna follow by your rules and not just selfishly demand sex from you. This is very disrespectful. And he'll get the cherry and then he will move on.
What about kissing? Like, what about if he keeps trying to kiss you like a patch? What do you do then?
Yeah, and you see, the kissing, the trying should be on not earlier than this 3rd or 4th stage. On the 3rd stage, it's the earliest that you can have a kiss, because after kiss, immediately man wants to touch you and go in bed with you. 3rd or ideally 4th stage, that's when he already developed his emotions, he already said I love you, he is now allowing you to cry on his shoulder, which is 4th stage closer, you can kiss. But not earlier than that. Yeah. Because the moment you kiss, the next thing you would want to have sex. And again, early sex will just damage the relationship. During the 4th stage, that I forgot, this is very important. That's the first time you're asking a guy, what is his religious beliefs? What is he Republican or Democrat? Because a lot of women feel like, well, let me on the 1st or 2nd date find out, is he Muslim or Christian? Because if he's Muslim, I don't want to be with him. Or if he's Christian, I don't want to be with him. Or if he's Democrat, I definitely don't want to be with him. And this way you're trying to save yourself time. Big mistake, a big mistake. When I talked to women in the past, and she said, well, I'm Christian and he's Muslim, it's not going to work. Why would we date? The more I talked to her, I realized, she goes to church only twice a year. This guy never prayed in his life. He's not really Muslim. She's not really Christian. And she's already prejudging that she's a Jesus Christian believer and he's Muslim Allah believer. the true Christian not just goes to church once a week. They're praying every day and they're reading Bible every day. The true Muslim prays 5 times a day. And so, ladies, stay away from this conversation of getting to know his parents, what was his childhood like, what is his Christian or Muslim beliefs, what is his Republican or Democrat, did he have vaccines or not. None of this until stage 4. Stage 4. That's when you're really getting closer and getting to know. And by the way, if a person really loves you, or if you love him, for example, for my husband, it's very important that I raise our son Christian. And so, before he goes to bed, I tell him the story about Jesus. I tell him studies from Bible and stories from Bible. Even though, again, I am doing completely different spiritual practices, but I'm sacrificing because it's important for my husband. But we need to learn to be malleable and flexible, and that's the part of the femininity, not being like, oh, it has to be this way and no other way. Do you get that? We gotta be more malleable, we gotta be flexible, and we gotta know certain things that we should stay away in our conversation, not to scare you off, because a man will be thinking, why she is asking me about my religion and we're on the first or second date. Don't do that. Don't lead this kind of questions. You're not therapist, and don't analyze him, okay? And there's something else that I wanted to share with regards to us being so complex, ladies. Do you remember when I shared that a man has to read 3,000 books to really understand us and listen to so many lectures and seminars? And the reason why a woman is also so complex is because if we take a world, there's 50% of men, and men are, in their nature, are like bears and wolves or lions. They're stronger physically, they have a strong mind, they were designed to provide, lead, and protect a family. And women, we're weaker. No matter how much we want to be, fight the system and say we can do everything like men do, but we are weaker. And because we're weaker, we're more like deers. Like, when we go out in the world, we feel like, okay, in order to survive in the masculine world, if a man messes up and he talks too much, you're collecting all of the evidence to do what? When he messes up, what do we do with men?
Cut them off.
Well, we kind of punish them, like whipping them. Well, you messed up a week ago or a month ago, and you're collecting this evidence and data where they messed up, and then you're whipping them. This is also kind of a natural, our tendency to protect ourselves, because we're deers in the world of lions and bears and wolves. But at the same time, if we want to build a relationship with men, we need to see our weaknesses and we need to see their weaknesses. And so if a man talks too much, don't give him the opportunity to mess up, so then you later whipping him. Don't do that. This is kind of a passive-aggressive way to punish your man. And men have what's beautiful about men, if we mess up, they have a huge heart to forgive us and let go and move on. And so we have to be responsible about our weaknesses and our strength. Okay? Any questions so far? Now, one question for you. So why do you think a man, again, should be listening to you on a date or in a marriage or in a relationship? Kind of reviewing and asking you, why is this important?
Because to women that's important. Men aren't as relationship focused. So.
Yes, and this is the only way a man will get to know you. And why, again, a woman shouldn't be listening a man?
He's gonna make more mistakes.
Yes, but what a woman should look at in a relationship with men while she's dating him?
His actions.
Yes.
How he's investing in her.
Yes, yes. Men are very cheap in the talk. Don't listen to him. Look at his actions. Is he following through to what he says? But a man, it's opposite. He needs to listen to a woman. That's the only way he will get to know her.